Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mangle Nerdy channel. I'm Miss Mangle and today we are reacting to Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, a Netflix original series, guys, season 1. Oh my gosh, guys, so I did a poll on Twitter for the top 2 videos to react to this week, and you guys were just over the moon for The Dark Crystal. So I actually really enjoyed working on this one. Jim Henson films hold a little special place in my heart. I just grew up with them as a child, so this was just fun to work on. But guys, if you have not seen this series, which I highly recommend you do, please skip ahead towards the end to my final thoughts, and I will try to leave a timestamp somewhere on the screen to let you guys know where to skip ahead to. But with that being said, guys, let's get into this, shall we? This 2019 Netflix fantasy adventure series is a prequel to the beloved 1982 Jim Henson film The Dark Crystal. This series spans over 10 episodes and is directed by Louise Leterrier and is written by Jeffrey Addis and Will Matthews. Production for this film is done by Jim Henson's company and Netflix. Jim Henson's company creates characters, puppet-type characters that are used on set. These characters are branded as Muppets. Jim Henson and his team of puppeteers create such masterpieces as the 1982 original film Dark Crystal, the 1984 Never-Ending Story, the hit series Fraggle Rock from 1983 to 1987, and The Muppet Show from 1976 to 1981, and the entire Muppet franchise. He also created the 1986 Labyrinth starring David Bowie, and many more great hits. Now, I do want to apologize, guys. I am sorry, guys, for not adding the cast in this one, but the cast is so massive that I would not be able to, it would just take up the whole video. So let's get into the story summary, shall we, guys? Okay, guys, like I said before, if you guys do not want to be spoiled, please skip on ahead to my final thoughts, and I will leave a timestamp for that somewhere right here. In this series, we are returning to the world of Thra. A millennia has passed since Mother Agra, a deity in this world, entrusted the Crystal of Truth to the alien race known as the Skeksis. A young guard, Ryan, discovers a terrible secret about the Overlord Skeksis, who they're trying to basically take over the planet using the essence of the people, of the Gelfling people. They're basically sucking out their life force with the crystal. The Skeksis mean to corrupt the Crystal of Truth and rule over all of the lands. A group of Gelfling, Deet, Ryan, Bria, and Mother Agra must set out on their harrowing journey to find the source of the Crystal of Truth and save the planet from the evil Overlord Skeksis. Now, guys, I do want to apologize. I did not write a very big summary on this because I wanted to give you guys my full final rundown thoughts on this. I actually wanted to dive deep into this and tell you guys every single detail that I thought was just amazing in this. So my final thoughts on this, guys: the landscape and scenery were absolutely breathtakingly beautiful. It was just amazing to see the massive scale. Like in the other movie, yes, you saw the massive scale, but it wasn't as alive as this is. Like, it was more deserty, it was more decay. This, you actually see the different various lands that the Gelflings lived in. Like, that was another thing I thought was really interesting to see, was the lands that they lived in. Like, Deet lived in the caves, Bria lived in more of the mountains with the royals, and Rianne was more of the guard of the Skeksis. Like, you got to see the different various landscapes and different elements and environments that these characters lived in, which was just breathtakingly beautiful. I also loved how like I said before, you got to see their societies, you got to see their different structures and hierarchies, and that was just incredible. And I just loved how, like I said before, with the landscape, as far as the landscape goes, I loved how the CGI with some of the animals and with some of the characters, it blended in seamlessly almost sometimes with the puppeteering, which was just beautiful to see. I loved Rianne's character. Like, he was just brave throughout the whole thing. He lost so much. He lost his girl at the beginning of the film to the Skeksis, and you saw and witnessed his heartbreak, and he was going to stop at nothing to convey the truth. Bria, she was just stubborn. She didn't want to go with her mom's rule, with what her mom was wanting for her to just fall in line with everybody else. She was very headstrong, but she was right the whole time. Now, Deet's character, I absolutely loved her. She was my favorite. She was very kind. She was she was timid and shy at some times, but she was very, she was brave at the same time. Like, she was willing to step out of her comfort zone of being in those caves to come out and actually speak what the trees and the nature was telling her. Like, that was amazing to see. Just how all these characters, they had that one common goal of trying to tell, the rest of the Gelfling, this is not right. This is not what's happening. You guys need to, we need to do this. We need to rise up against these Skeksis, which I thought was wonderful. I absolutely also, by the way, guys, I just gotta let you know, the hunter, as far as the Skeksis hunter, he was terrifying. I thought he was terrifying. Like, he's stuff of nightmare fuel. Just gotta say that first off. Like, I already, when I was a little kid, I was already terrified of the Skeksis, but then you add a Skeksis that can run at you. No, that's a whole new other level, man. Okay, but I just loved, like, that character, how they changed him. They made him to where he could run, he could dart, he could capture whatever he needed to capture. He was a great new addition, I think. I also gotta say that I loved the doctor's character, the Skeksis doctor. Like, Mark Hamill did a spot-on job as far as the voicing. Like, I could tell that was Mark Hamill the minute he stepped on the screen. Like, you can just tell that iconic cackle and that laugh from the Batman animated series. You knew immediately that was him. So that was great for me. I didn't like, though, how it seemed the Bria's sister, her character, to me, it was kind of sad. It was like she was being manipulated and everything else by the Skeksis, and then in the end, how she goes out is just kind of, like how they drag her away and everything else, and it was just like, oh, really? But, I thought this was a really cool concept that you didn't really get to see in the movie, was how the Skeksis and the Mystics were connected. Like, that they were yin and yang with each other. They were basically one and the same. And it was really cool that, the evil energies and the good there is good in the evil energy. Like, the Mystics are the good side of the Skeksis, but that they, you know, if they're together as one, like the mystics on top of the mountain that Bria and Rianne and Deet go visit, the Mystic and the Skeksis of those, they were actually really nice. They, you know, when they're together, they are nice. It's like with the Dark Crystal itself. It's been corrupted, you know, without the Crystal of Truth being pure, then the world falls apart. So it's kind of that balance symmetry thing that I absolutely loved in this. I thought it was really wonderful to see. But anyways, guys, what are your guys' final thoughts on this? I absolutely loved this and would highly, highly recommend this to anyone. If you have Netflix or if you're able to see this, I would definitely do it. And I absolutely also loved how they made the story to where somebody that has never seen the Dark Crystal could watch it and actually understand what's going on in the series. And I am hoping that they make a season 2. I really, really am hoping. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they make a season 2, or they somehow, you know, do something and they make it. That would be wonderful to me. But anyways, guys, like I said before, what are your guys' thoughts on this? Please leave a comment in the comments down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the little bell to get notified of my videos. Anyways, guys, this is Miss Mangle with the Mangle Nerdy channel. You guys be you, be nerdy. Have an awesome day. Bye.